Did you know that you can get here without having to go over that? Most of the people I talk to Pinto Lake about know it for two things. Either they've thru-hiked the GDT or a section of the GDT, and they know Pinto Lake from that, or they've come over Sunset Pass and they've hiked through some scrambling stuff and they've seen it and they've just thought how beautiful it is. But there's a third group of people I think that I want you to be a part of, and that's people who know that they can hike there from Highway 11 in Abraham Lake rather than going from the 93 or along the Great Divide Trail. So check out how we did it over 4 nights, 2 nights in, 2 nights out, and enjoy the trip. Day 1 of your trip, if you're taking the same route we will, takes you to here, and this is Waterfalls Creek campground. Right there is Waterfalls Creek, and it runs right to where it meets and runs into decline. You'll see there's lots of spots here to camp. There's lots of flat areas. There are tons of spots for hammocks, tents, all sorts of stuff. And if you look back, I just came across that bridge. There's actually bear lockers right in there. And I think there's actually even a green throne. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Now, we're not camped right here. We actually are camped just up Waterfalls Creek, closer to the falls. If you go up about 500 meters or so, there's a beautiful waterfall. I'll throw it in there. But let me show you the throne and the bear bins before I take off. And I'll try not to interrupt this group that's camping here. Now I feel bad. A couple of young girls with their dogs. And I definitely scared the dogs, which definitely scared them. Anyways, I passed that campsite and you can see tons of wide open space. Tons of wide open space, fire pits, seats with benches, all sorts of stuff here. I'll take you to the green bins and I bet you that's it right there. See those ribbons in the trees? I'm gonna guess that that's the marker for the throne. Correct. Green throne. Instead, this is where we're staying. Just if you hike up Waterfalls Creek, you can't miss it. Head towards the waterfall from the actual campground. And there it is. Why do they call it Waterfalls Creek, you ask? That means it's bedtime. This will be your destination on night 2 of your 4-night trip. If you take the route that we took, you'll come in on the side of Pinto Lake over there, and you'll hike along the east side of the lake until you get to this crossing here. You're going to cross that, which this time of year is very cold. There's this beautiful beach on the one side with a magnificent view of the lake. And if you walk a short ways back, you get to a fire ring where we've got some guys hanging out. Fire ring at Pinto Lake. Hey Matt, what's the score?
1-0 Oilers, baby! Woo!
Apparently there's a game on tonight. Who knew?
Let's go!
And then just past the fire ring and the cook area, you get to a beautiful camp spot in the trees, tucked away a little bit out of the wind. We got Matt and Wanda's set up here. We got my set up there. And it actually runs parallel to that creek. So just here is that creek that comes out of Pinto Lake. Another beautiful view. And then farther into the camp area, you've got Bo and Wendell's hammock setups, as well as an outhouse. Well, not an actual outhouse, a green throne. So there's a sign there for the green throne. Just follow that up about 40 yards, and then got somewhere to poop. Just off to the side, you see there used to be a sign. It's gone now. There used to be a bear hang, like a line for you to hang your food. But now just in here, there's bear boxes. So you don't have to store your food that way. On a bear line, you don't have to hang it anymore. Oh, there's still a little bit of snow. Just gonna go around here. It's nice they put these a reasonable distance away from the actual campsites and the fire. But yeah, bear boxes here. So you got somewhere to store your food, or if you're whoever was here before us, a tarp and some stuff. I needed 2 hands. One of the cool things about hiking on public land, there's a stream that runs right up here, and someone has built an outhouse on that side, and they've put a little bridge in there and some spot for horses and stuff, and they built a cabin. We made the decision when we got here to the lake to hang a right and head up to the main camp on the east side of the lake. At which point we will have to make a little crossing to get there. And this water looks pretty cold. We have decided that this should be a barefoot trip because the campsite is right there. The water is right there. And the ice is on the water.
Woo! Oh, jeez. Woo!
Well, we made it to Gnome Camp, our destination for day 3, or as I'm going to call it today, Hammock City. Wendell's finishing his setup here. Maddie and Wanda are all tucked in there. Got mine set back there. And Bo's got basically his own little walkout, which is kind of cool. Check this out. I've never seen a hammock set up like this. Basically, we can take advantage during the day of that breeze coming off the water, which is nice because that breeze coming off that river is cooling it down quite a bit. The temperature on my thermometer read 89 degrees today, which is just above 31 degrees Celsius. And we're bagged. So chances are we'll all have a nap before we have a fire. And it'll be an early night because tomorrow's the way up. Day 3 of every hike, every trip tends to be my favorite. I feel like on day 1, you're excited and everything's new and you're moving and you're not really paying attention. And then for me, at least on day 2, I end up sore. My body's not used to it. The day before was rough. And I feel like I'm a little down on day 2 every time. But then on day 3, my body starts to feel the routine. It starts to know that it's going to get the rest. It starts to remember how to walk again. And I start to feel a little more fresh and a little more alive. And I start to enjoy the trip. I start to enjoy the hike a lot more. And this trip is no exception. Even though it's not a loop and we're taking the same route back, this day 3 coming out of Pinto, I feel like I feel better, first of all. And second of all, you get to see all the amazing things that we saw on the way in, but you see them at a different time of day. And you see them in a different light. The weather's different, the clouds are different. Well, today there are no clouds. But you also see them from the other side. And it's a pretty cool thing with in and out hikes that are multi-day like that, where you get to observe the trail from different angles and different ways at different times. And I think that's one of the things I really like about day 3, specifically of this hike. Even though we don't know where we're going to stop yet, I think it's a pretty cool thing that we get to experience on day 3. We're all packed up and heading out on day 4. Today is basically like the last day of every trip, where you're thinking about all the shit you gotta do when you get home. So we're kind of going to be booking it to get to the cars. And it's going to be pretty unremarkable. I'll throw some footage up. But if you're interested in doing this hike, check out the Patreon. I'll have PDF versions of the maps. I'll have the GPX files. And as always, I'm Nathan. Like, comment, subscribe. We're done. Whatever. That was a big hill. Whew. And now we just gotta go back down the other side. Well, we made it back. Good time too. We left around 7, 13 kilometers for the last day. Got back to the parking lot at 10:02. So we are going to be flying home 10:02 and making sure we get everything for the week done that we needed to get done, because we haven't been home this week. And so back and watch the Oilers game.
Let's go Oilers!